You know, the more and more I read Black Clover, the more and more I realize how strange this magic system is. Hey, yo, peep the new intro, but no, actuality, like, time magic is weird. It's busted, obviously, like, it's just time magic. But the way Julius describes it is what specifically has me going, huh? Like, apparently he is not organically able to control time. Like, it's just not a thing he can do. However, he can steal time from other people. What does that mean? Does that mean he literally kills people? What is a little bit confuzzled on what that means. Like, when I first read that, I'm like, steal other people's futures? Does that mean he's like preventing timelines that were supposed to happen by simply existing? Which is kind of what he implies. He says he has to stomp over a lot of people to become Wizard King, but in actuality, what does that mean, Julius? What do you do to people? Like, stealing futures, and he has like time almost, it's weird, it's like a fuel in this universe, I guess, because Julius specifically notes that he can store time up, and that's how he's allowed to like use all his abilities. Like, he can take quote unquote time, put it in a little bag in his pocket, and then whip it out whenever he needs it, like whether he needs to accelerate time, rewind time, stop time, or pause time. Like, stopping and pausing on the same thing. Amazing thought process. But no, actually, it's kind of stupid, because really, the ability to manipulate time in the way that he does, where you can literally just like, steal futures from people, whatever that means. I still don't know exactly what that means, because I thought it would be him like ripping timelines apart and stuff like that. But that seems a bit too strong for him, considering he got beat by a light sword. No, I'm kidding. But then it also doesn't make sense. Like, does that mean? It just gotta means he kills people. I mean, that every person he just hits, he kills. That's it. I'm just gonna go with that. But in actuality, like, being serious, time magic itself is really, really good to have, because with the ability to look into the future, you can sort of make up for any lacking gap in speed you have, as long as you're like at least relative to your opponent. Like, Julius versus Patry is a great example of showing how good precog can be, because undoubtedly Patry was faster than Julius. But the only reason Patry couldn't hit him is because Julius was just like, you're gonna be right there in 2 seconds. I'll be over here though. Like, that's a really good ability. Precog alone is good enough as it is. But the thing is, Julius, as long as you're a being that obeys the laws of time, or like just simply isn't immune to time manipulation, and there are, shockingly, like going over a lot of verses, there are a lot of characters that are either immortal, immune to time, whatever. But even still, that's not too common, to the point where if you get hit by Julius's attacks, and he's like actually aiming to kill you, unless you have like a super long lifespan, if you're just an average humanoid being, like an elf or fairy, you're literally, elf or fairy, what the, I'm the same thing of 7 million sins, an elf or a human in the case of Black Clover, you're literally being aged beyond existence, and bada bing bada boom, you're gone. And that's just one tap. He doesn't need to do much for it. Or if he just tags you once, you're frozen in time and you're unable to do anything. Now, to be fair, there are characters that have like inaccessible speed that wouldn't even really care about that. But still, in the context of itself, being able to just casually freeze somebody by touching them, bam. The ability to accelerate your own time so you're able to move faster. Oh, I'm a little bit slow. Let me just speed up the time around me so I can just go faster. Like, what? And here's the thing. The fact, like, I wouldn't even think of using it like this, but the fact that he was smart enough to realize that, oh, if I have other people's futures, I can just reverse the time upon myself to make it that the wound they inflicted on me never happened. Like, huh? Like, he's able to reverse things out of existence, even though they were put, like, there's a difference between wiping something from existence and then reversing something out of existence. Like, to wipe something from existence, still very, very cool. Nice work, good job there. But being able to just say, yeah, you know what? Pause the tape, rewind, and delete the footage. Like, to be able to literally live action do that live on air, that is insane. And the thing is, I think Tabata realized that, and that's why Julius got beaten in the way he did. Like, as good and as strong as Patry was in that moment, if he didn't have literally a whole kingdom of hostages, that was Julius's fight eventually. Like, Julius was slowly figuring out Patry, and while Patry was an elf and he did have insane amounts of magic power, I don't think Patry's like on the fly evolution would have made him be able to keep up with Julius any longer, and he eventually would have been tagged. And we got to realize, this is Julius who isn't fighting to kill. At best, he was trying to freeze Patry in time so he could like do experiments on him to try and get William back. Like, there's no real killing intent on Julius's part. Like, and then you also got to realize that this man Julius just can't die. Like, at least not in the conventional means. Like, he, as long as he has a little bit of juice stored up, like that tattoo mark on his head, as long as he has a little bit of juice, Yeah, the man's low-key immortal. You just can't really kill him because he'll just pop back up through a time bubble and restore himself. And sure, he becomes like way weaker. As he says himself, like we saw his massive spinning pageless Grimoire, but he only has the one after resurrection. But still, imagine you're in a high intensity fight, you actually lose, and instead of just, you know, taking the L and dying, you just like, oh, well, enough time's gone by, time to respawn somewhere else and just do it. That's pretty good to me. Even then, like, that's a way to become pseudo immortal. Like, you just live out your natural lifespan, but over that natural lifespan, you've stolen other people's natural lifespan. So right at the end, you can just be like, my grandchildren, I'm so happy I got to meet you. And now I'll grow up alongside you because I'm a kid again. Like, what? Time magic is snapped, especially in the way Julius uses it. Unfortunately, like, just due to Julius being reverted to a younger age, and I guess TABATA realizing that his type of magic was too broken, that had to be taken out of the narrative, unlike anti-magic for some reason, which is even more broken on multiple different levels, but we'll talk about that another time in depth. Julius kind of gets outscaled by a lot of people now. Like, the amount of scaling that goes above Julius, especially in this post-time skip era, is actually insane. This man need to catch him up somehow. Like, he did that temporary aging thing, but he ran out of power so quickly. Actually give this man his real body back, restore him back to his prime. I do want to see more of him fighting, because I feel like the 3 spells we got to see from him, like the time stop, chronostasis, time stop, Grigora, and, you know, like chrono anastasis, where he literally owned that massive kingdom-wide attack, all really cool stuff, but I want to see more. Time magic has so much potential behind it, and I really want to see more, so to bring it back. But that's it. That's what I think. Please tell me what you guys think in the comment section down below. Is anti-magic busted? Is there any way you would improve anti-magic? Do you think, can y'all explain the stealing futures thing? Does that mean Julius kills people? Please tell me all that in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is that guy with the pencil, writing off.